I'm Larry Ryder, Vice President of Business Development and External Affairs at Austal USA. On behalf of the 3,000 strong shipbuilding team here at Austal USA, welcome to Mobile, welcome to Austal USA for the christening of the future USS Pierre, LCS 38. It's a real honor for us to host this ceremony this morning. Will all our guests please rise for the arrival of the official party, and please remain standing for the presentation of flowers to our sponsor, the rendering of honors, and the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the official party. Lieutenant Kyle Bashirs, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, our ceremony chaplain. Commander Justin Guernsey, United States Navy, Prospective Commanding Officer, Pierre, LCS 38. Mr. Dave Groudon, Vice President, New Construction Programs, Austal USA. Ms. Brittany Thune Lindbergh, Matron of Honor. Captain Randy Slaff, United States Navy, Supervisor, Shipbuilding, Gulf Coast. Mrs. Kimberly Thune, Matron of Honor. Captain Matthew Lehman, Littoral Combat Ship Program Manager. Mr. Stan Cordana, Vice President, General Dynamic Mission Systems. Rear Admiral Kevin Smith, Program Executive Officer, Unmanned and Small Combatants. Rear Admiral Tom Anderson, Program Executive Officer, Ships. The Honorable Steve Harding, Mayor of Pierre. Vice Admiral Francis Morley, Principal Military Deputy to the Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Research, Development, and Acquisition. The Honorable John Thune, United States Senator, South Dakota. Ms. Larissa Thune Hargens, our ship sponsor, escorted by Ms. Michelle Krueger, President, Austal USA. The presentation of flowers to our ship sponsor will be made by Ms. Reed White, daughter of Austal USA LCS Project Manager April White. Reed is an Honor Society student and an ace archer. Her archery team is ranked number 6 in Alabama. We will now render honors to the Honorable John Thune. Color Guard, advance the colors. Please be seated. Today we celebrate a major milestone in the life of the future USS Pierre. The contract for this ship was awarded in December 2018, and she was named in February 2019. We started construction in October 2021, and not long ago, many of you gathered with us here for the keel laying in June of 2023. Pierre is the 19th and final littoral combat ship we will build and christen here at Austal, USA. This is our 33rd christening, and Pierre is the best ship we have built yet. So thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate the efforts that a lot of you made to travel great distance and came through the weather, or in some cases maybe you brought the weather with you from wherever. Want to recognize, I think the award for the longest trip to get here was from our partners at Marunda that flew out of Singapore to join us, so thank you for that. Putting on these events takes a lot of work by a lot of different people, as you've already seen. So please join me in a round of applause for Navy Band Great Lakes and Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 133 Color Guard for the participation. I also want to thank the christening team that pulled this weekend's events together. Jess and the Austal USA team, Alicia and Debbie from the Navy team, and our team of volunteers that got everything set up and made this a great event today. So thank you for that. I want to acknowledge some distinguished guests who have joined us here today. Please stand when I call your name. Former representative of Alabama's 1st Congressional District and someone who has been instrumental in the success of the LCS program and a great friend of Austal USA for many years. Bradley Byrne, President, Mobile Chamber of Commerce. And Mrs. Rebecca Byrne, sponsor of USS Mobile and President, Community Foundation of South Alabama. Ryan Nelson, Chief of Staff, Senator John Thune. Angela Merkel, Legislative Assistant, Senator John Thune. Andrew Christensen, Chief of Staff, Representative Dusty Johnson. Tara Johnson, Field Representative, Senator Katie Britt. Christian Gentile, National Security Advisor, Representative Barry Moore. Matthew Krall, Legislative Counsel, Representative Barry Moore. Alex Reynolds, Community Relations Director, Representative Barry Moore. We're honored to have several members of the crew who will man Pierre with us today. Please stand to be recognized. There we go. Our success here at Austal USA has long been tied to our amazing local community, especially Mobile and Baldwin counties. With us today is the Honorable Donna Givens, Representative of State House District 64. Yep. We have several guests who traveled from the namesake city here today, including several members of the commissioning committee. I had the pleasure of visiting Pierre a few weeks ago, and the hospitality of Mayor Harding and the commissioning committee was amazing. We had a great time. Thank you, Mayor, Mike, Chris, for the time you've showed us. Will all of our guests from Pierre and South Dakota please stand and be recognized? We have a tremendously patriotic workforce here at Austal USA. We are proud that we have a workforce, or that our workforce includes over 220 veterans. Would all veterans and currently serving members of the armed forces please stand? Finally, the shipbuilding team here at Austal USA is the reason we are able to consistently deliver great ships like the one above you. No other workforce in the shipbuilding industry is building a diversified portfolio like we are. Surface ships, submarine components, unmanned ships, Navy, Coast Guard. As a team here at Austal USA, No matter the issue, our team always overcomes the challenges that are a fact of life in shipbuilding. Will the Austal USA team please stand? It's a privilege for us to build this ship named after Pierre, South Dakota. Pierre is a city with a rich maritime tradition. The citizens of South Dakota, including the Thune family, have a great history of service with the Navy Marine Corps team, a legacy that will live on in the future USS Pierre. We understand the responsibility that the Navy has placed in Austal USA and our team of shipbuilders to deliver this warship to our Navy. Today, with the help of our sponsor, we will christen the ship and formally give her a name. This leads us to our host and our first speaker, Austal USA President, Ms. Michelle Krueger.
Thank you, Larry. Good morning, shipmates, teammates, and partners. It's my sincerest welcome to you all. On behalf of the entire Austal USA family, I'm honored and excited that you have joined us this morning for the christening of the Independence variant littoral combat ship, the future USS Pierre, LCS 38, despite the weather. Before I continue on with my remarks, I just want to make sure you take a moment to look around you, to look at the ship and the atmosphere of which we're here today. It's just amazing. It's truly hard to believe that we are christening the last Independence variant LCS. Like some of you, I too consider myself a plank owner. Today is a great day, and this ceremony is a tribute to the amazing workforce that we have here. As we celebrate the christening of Pierre, the 19th and final Austal-built littoral combat ship, I want to start by reminding us all of the key attributes that are used to describe her. LCSs are often described as fast, agile, and mission-focused, while others describe her as resilient and flexible. Our workforce that built this ship and her 18 other sister ship embodies these attributes as well. Shipbuilding requires grit, agile decision-making, continuous learning, and resiliency. The Austal USA team demonstrates these characteristics daily by working safely and overcoming obstacles quickly. I'm continually impressed by the skill, dedication, and flexibility of our team, and I have the utmost respect for our women and men. I truly believe that we have the best workforce in the industry, and through their efforts, we've been able to reduce the hours over the life of this program by over 40%. Our shipbuilders come to work every day ready to build and deliver great warships to our nation. I'm extremely proud of every one of them and excited for our future together. I also need to recognize our partners. Without them, we could not build these magnificent warships. We rely on our teammates and suppliers as well. It takes clear communication and collaboration with our strategic partners like General Dynamics, Mission Systems, who has been our integrator through the life of this program. Together, we're continuing our efforts to provide enhanced lethality to the ships that we have already delivered. Dr. Laura Hooks, Stan Cordana, I want to thank you and your team for the partnership we have shared, and I look forward to continued success in the future. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also recognize our supplier network, with whom we have forged relationships in over 47 different states. To put this in context, over the life of the program, we have built a network of over 28,000 suppliers. I think this is impressive. As we christen Pierre, I feel compelled to share the profound impact that this program has had on Austal USA, Mobile, and the region. This program has essentially has been the foundation of Austal USA. It has been the catalyst that has propelled us from building high-speed ferries to building these U.S. Navy warships. And right along with us is our great city of Mobile, led by former Representative Mobile Chamber of Commerce President Bradley Byrne. We're so fortunate to have Bradley at the helm. He has supported and inspired Mobile growth as one of the nation's premier shipbuilding cities. And in case you didn't know, the Port of Mobile is the second fastest growing port in the nation in the past 10 years. Manufacturing excellence is rooted here in our region. We look forward to continued growth alongside with our community partners as we increase our workforce from about 3,000 today to over 4,500 in the next few years. While the LCS program is coming to an end, our future is extremely bright and our backlog is strong. I believe the words William Newton shared after World War II are still relevant today. He said, "America is the only country that is constantly being reborn." This rings true for Austal USA as well. We will deploy our highly skilled workforce with the lessons we have learned on this program and bring them to bear on our new programs, both steel and aluminum. As you may have already heard me say, and you'll continue to hear me say, it's a great time to be an Austal employee. And to our sponsor, Lissa Thune Hargens, we're so thrilled that you're here with us. Celebrating this time-honored tradition, the future crew of USS Pierre is fortunate to have you as our sponsor. Larissa, we know you'll do a fantastic job. The pride and values of our workforce who built this fine warship have laid a strong foundation for you, and you will undoubtedly build upon it. Our entire Austal USA family supports you on this journey. We'll be working hard over the next few months to complete Pierre and deliver her to the Navy so she can join her sister ships in San Diego. I know Pierre will continue to protect and serve our nation and be a great asset to the Navy, meeting the demand whenever and wherever she's so called to do. I have no doubt that the spirit of Larissa and the namesake city, alongside with the mission-focused tenacity of her crew, who is on the move, will serve our country proudly for decades to come. Thank you so much for joining us today. May God bless you all. May God bless our military. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. GDMS has been a great partner of ours over the life of the LCS program. From GDMS, Mr. Stan Cordana, Vice President, General Dynamics Mission Systems.
Good morning, everyone. To our ship sponsor, Ms. Lissa Thune Hargens, the Honorable John Thune, the Honorable Steve Harding, Vice Admiral Morley, Rear Admiral Anderson, Rear Admiral Smith, and to all our honorable and distinguished guests, our shipbuilding team, friends, family joining us today. I'm honored to represent the men and women from General Dynamics Mission Systems at the christening ceremony of Pierre, LCS 38. We are pleased to be partnered with Austal on the Littoral Combat Ship Program. The heart and soul of every shipbuilding team are the people. The team that Michelle Krueger and Dave Groudon have put together have produced this great ship. We all have taken great pride in delivering the most capable ship that can take the fight to the enemy. We are committed to ensure that Pierre, along with their sister ships, continue exceeding their operational challenges every day. General Dynamics Mission Systems is honored to be part of this great team and is responsible for the design, integration, activation, test, and certification of the combat system, total ship network, and mission systems. As a system integrator, we're responsible for over 1,900 pieces of equipment, 20,000 cable connections and terminations, 220 computers, and 4 million lines of source code, all of which are required to enable the most secure ship network, lethal combat management system, integrated ship control, robust sensor management, and resilient communication systems. This ship is modular and open, starting with the interchangeable weapon zones to the open software architecture and the flexible mission bay and flight deck. Pierre and her sister ships can be easily and quickly modernized to meet the ever-changing threats that face us today and in the future. Pierre, built by this strong shipbuilding team, is infused with the soul of our sponsor, Miss Lissa Thune Hargens, and will be operated by the professional sailors of this crew led by Commander Justin Guernsey. They are destined for greatness and will be ready to answer the call of duty. I'd like to thank the men and women of the military here today and attending also around the world. We are committed to providing you the most effective and capable systems as you selflessly protect our freedom. Thank you, and God bless.
Up next, Mayor of Pierre, South Dakota, the Honorable Steve Harding.
Good morning, distinguished guests and everyone that took the time to be here today to celebrate this special event. My wife Monica and I are very, very happy to be here. The Pierre is the capital of South Dakota. It's the second smallest capital in the nation. The first smallest is Montpelier, Vermont. They have a population of about 9,500. The capital city of Pierre is about 14,000. We have about 800,000 people in the whole state. To get to a bigger community than Pierre, you'll have to drive 200 miles in either direction before you'll hit a community that's bigger than Pierre. To get from Pierre to Mobile or to Pensacola, it's a 2 airport stops, sometimes a change of airlines, and it's a full day of travel for sure. My wife Monica and I proved that it can be a 2-day tour to get here. But luckily that's the exception and not the rule. While Pierre is a rural community and a rural state, our dedication and support of the military is mighty. We celebrate veterans and the military all the time in the state of South Dakota and the city of Pierre. Being the capital, we have monuments for the military and the veterans. It doesn't matter what event it is, whether it's Memorial Day, 4th of July, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. There's always some type of event for our military and our veterans, and we just enjoy it so much and very proud of it. The city sits on the Missouri River right in the middle of the state. About 5 miles north of Pierre is the Oahe Dam. It's a mile across, and it's one of the largest rolled earth dams in the world. It backs up water from the city of Pierre 200 miles up to Bismarck, North Dakota. While it's not an ocean, it's the largest body of water in the state. To have a U.S. Navy ship, to have the U.S. Navy name a ship, the USS Pierre is very exciting to the city of Pierre, and not only that, but to the entire state. The community, whether I'm out in public or after church or at a social events, I'm constantly asked about the USS Pierre. How's it going? And they ask me some technical questions that, being an Army guy, that I can't answer. So I, get a hold of my Navy contacts, and they clue me in on the technical part of it. The unit crest is so fitting and really ties the community to the ship and to the crew, starting with the walleye, which is popular fishing around Pierre and in the Missouri River, to the wheat shafts, to the state animal, the coyote. It's just so fitting and so exciting because those really tie the crest together. Commander Guernsey worked very closely with the commissioning committee, and we appreciate his support on that. As mayor, I have appointed the commissioning committee. As Larry pointed out, Mike Melhoff and Chris Palm is here with the commissioning committee. There's 3 others. There's Ed Haruska, who is a Marine veteran. Chris is a Navy veteran. Mike's an Army veteran. Dennis Rounds and Patrick Callahan. And so we've been the one that have been orchestrating Mike Melhoff serves as the executive of the commissioning committee, and so he's done a lot of heavy lifting for us. Another individual that's here that's really helped us a lot and helped me a lot is a gentleman by the name of Tom Munster and his wife Rachel. And Tom has been instrumental in advising us. He was on the commissioning committee for the USS South Dakota along with myself. So he's helped us out a lot. He's a Navy veteran, and thank you, Tom and Rachel and all the commissioning committee members for making the trip here. I was here for the keel lane last year, and since that time, another event took place that was really exciting for the community. Pierre and Larry mentioned that a little bit. Larry Ryder and Jessica Wooford came and visited the city of Pierre, and we toured the city. We had a very nice reception at the American Legion Club. After that, we took a tour of the Capitol building, went to the governor's mansion, met with Governor Christening, and Austal, USA presented a very nice gift to the state and the governor at that time. Then later that night, we went to the Pierre City Commission meeting. They presented a very nice gift to the city of Pierre at that. And it was a great event, and the city was very impressed. It was in the news, it was on the TV statewide, and so we just appreciate that trip. Thank you again for this honor for the city of Pierre. We're so proud that the USS Pierre will soon be serving the nation. We're looking forward to when some members of the USS Pierre crew can make it to Pierre and tour the city, and we'll have a great time for sure. We're looking forward to the commissioning and seeing her join the U.S. Naval Fleet next year. So thank you, and God bless the Navy and the United States of America.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next speaker, Rear Admiral Anderson, has been intimately involved with the LCS program for many years. Tom has been a frequent visitor to our yard and has seen the growth of our workforce and our facility. We're glad he was able to join us this morning. Please welcome Rear Admiral Thomas Anderson, Program Executive Officer, Ships.
Good morning, and what a great Navy day. Can the folks in the back hear me? Give me a great Navy day. Great Navy day, there we go. We're underneath the ship, life is great. So I am so excited to be back in Mobile to spend time with those who spend themselves in the noble pursuit of delivering LCS to the Navy. On behalf of Secretary Del Toro, I'd like to extend a very special welcome to our ship sponsor, Miss Lissa Thune Hargens. Ma'am, shortly you will christen this great ship and instill within her your indomitable spirit and gracious spirit, forming a lasting bond with the ship and her crew that will guide and inspire her throughout her service life. Congratulations, and thank you for your willingness to serve in this important role. On behalf of the Secretary of the Navy, I would also like to acknowledge the many veterans who we have in attendance today, and thank you for your service. If I can get another round of applause for the veterans that are in the audience. Thank you for your service. Now on to the main reason the Secretary of the Navy allowed me to represent him at this event, and I'll start by quoting Theodore Roosevelt. "It is not the critic who counts, nor the one who points out how the strong man stumbled, or how the doer of deeds might have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena." As we launch LCS 38, the last of the Independence variant ship of the LCS class, I am here to applaud you for all of you who have been in the LCS arena for all these years. I am here to make sure that you know, despite the critics, your work has been instrumental in transforming a small, single-bay shipyard into the powerhouse shipyard you see before you today. Modernized with exceptional artisans, building multiple classes of ships, and supporting the important effort to recapitalize our submarine fleet. It's really amazing. I'm also here to give you credit, the credit you deserve, for building exceptional ships like the future USS Pierre, standing before us looking like she wants to leap into the water and put those water jets to work doing the nation's bidding. It's a really impressive ship. You have spent yourselves in the worthy cause over the past 2 decades, and with the launch of this final Independence variant ship, some reflection is merited. You may be asking yourself, what qualifies PEO ships to talk on this topic? Well, I can say with great pride that I was in the arena with you during some of the most challenging periods of this program, and can talk firsthand of the great enthusiasms, the great devotions of those of you who have spent yourselves in the worthy cause that made days like today possible. From the beginning, the LCS program, with its challenging performance requirements, delivery schedules, and yes, budget, was not for the meek. It was a program that attracted doers. I smile as I say the word doers, because doers love being around doers, and doers foster an amazing culture of embracing challenge, working through issues, and constant pursuit of improved performance. Long days, weekends, holidays spent by all, engineers, planners, purchasing specialists, logisticians, tradespeople, QA, test and activation, supervisors, project and program managers, Navy and industry, all working together to move this program forward and deliver quality ships. I stand here now and I think about all of the individuals who have been involved in this program and their contributions to our Navy and our nation, both through LCS and beyond LCS. It's staggering. I can tell you that in my decades of Navy shipbuilding experience, I have never been part of a harder working team or more committed team than when I was the LCS program manager, and there is no group in all of shipbuilding that I would have rather have been in the arena with. I now ask all the LCSers in the audience, and don't be shy, those who have spent themselves in the worthy cause of delivering and sustaining LCS, to please stand and be recognized. Stand up and get it, people. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your hard work. Finally, to the crew of the future Pierre, you are going to be getting an exceptional ship, one that has benefited from construction and operational lessons learned of her predecessors. You will go forward and make your namesake city proud, like USS Mobile, LCS 26, USS Oakland, LCS 24, USS Manchester, LCS 14, and Gabriel Gifford's LCS 10, who are all now equipped with Naval Strike Missile and conducting strategic deterrence operations in the 7th Fleet AOR. The size, speed, and agility of those ships allow them to perform maritime security operations, theater security operations, and freedom of navigation patrols, very importantly in the world that we live in, keeping critical maritime commerce routes open, deterring conflict and coercion, and strengthening partnerships with other navies. Your time is coming, and we know you will be ready. Again, on behalf of the Secretary of the Navy, thank you for all you do. Go Navy, go LCS.
Next up, the Honorable John Thune, U.S. Senator, South Dakota, and most importantly, the father of this sponsor.
Thank you, Larry, Ms. Krueger, Vice Admiral Morley, Rear Admiral Anderson, Mayor Harding, glad you got here, welcome, Navy leaders, members of the Austal team, friends and family, good morning. It's great to be back in Mobile and here at Austal, USA to celebrate this time-honored tradition and what is a very special honor for the city of Pierre and all of South Dakota. We're just a little under a year shy of the keel laying, which happened last June, where I got to have a proud dad moment to see my daughter Lissa weld her initials and certify that the keel was truly and faithfully laid. I was born in Pierre, South Dakota in January of 1961. Lissa was born in Pierre, South Dakota 29 years later, in January of 1990. And anybody who knows me well knows that my pride and joy, and my wife Kimberly, is our daughters. And now they blessed us with 5 grandkids, a couple of great sons-in-law. Larissa's husband, Scott, is here today. Scott is a 7-time track All-American at the University of South Dakota. So we're hoping that speed gene shows up in those grandkids. But as I think about it, you know, what we do here, why do we do things like this? It really is all about those grandkids. It's that next generation. And becoming a grandparent in a way is a very surreal experience. As you see your kids having kids, and you realize that to keep this nation great and to help them be able to experience a safer and a stronger and a more prosperous country, something that every generation that has preceded us has fought for and been committed to, we have to do our part. And so I'm grateful to everybody who contributes to this mission, to the people who build the ships, to the members of the crew, all those who are involved in keeping our country strong and great in what are certainly some tumultuous times. I know Larissa didn't stick around here to help with the rest of the build after the keel laying, but as we can clearly see, is evident today, the experienced team at Austal across all the trades was more than capable of delivering. And as we know, as has been pointed out, LCS 38 is the final Independence class LCS off the line, and so I am aware and sure that this is a bittersweet moment for the team here. But as I said, the need for the United States to project power in an increasingly complex and dangerous world, including in the maritime domain, will not wane. So I commend the team at Austal for lending your talents to the completion of LCS 38, but don't rest on your laurels. We'll need you to keep your sleeves rolled up. America is strong, but we are not unchallenged. Our influence, access, security, and our very way of life are in the crosshairs of malign actors who want nothing more than to see America and all that we stand for falter. I often say, my office, this is kind of a known saying, that if you don't get national security right, the rest is conversation. We got to be able to protect the country. The concerns on Main Street and in the halls of Congress and our nation's trajectory are fundamentally different when we are a nation that's under threat or attack. And that is why it is vital that we maintain a capable and credible military that can hold global threats accountable. For that matter, I believe Congress needs to authorize and fund more ships. And I know I am joined in that opinion by the Alabama Senate delegation, Senators Britt and Tuberville. But this is not just a Mobile or an Alabama interest. It is an American interest. I'm proud to be here to celebrate this accomplishment of shipbuilding and the special honor it is for the state of South Dakota and our capital city of Pierre. As most of you are aware, South Dakota is not necessarily a seafaring nation. At the keel laying, I shared a little trivia fact that South Dakota is home to what is called North America's Pole of Inaccessibility, the farthest point from any ocean at over 1,000 miles in any direction. But South Dakota does boast a proud legacy of military and naval service. Every South Dakota family may have their own story of connection to the legacy, but mine started at home. My dad, Harold Thune, flew F-6F Hellcats off the USS Intrepid in World War II. He shot down 4 enemy aircraft in a dogfight over Formosa, which is now known in modern day as Taiwan. His older brother, my Uncle Gib, was aboard the destroyer minesweeper USS Boggs, which was at sea off of Hawaii during the attack at Pearl Harbor and quickly responded back to port. Another uncle, my mom's brother, Les Bodine, served in the Marine Corps before serving in Underwater Demolition Team 10, a precursor to the Navy SEALs in the Pacific. Their stories continue to resonate with me, underscoring how a threat can reveal itself at a moment's notice. and the imperative to have selfless and courageous men and women at the ready. In bearing the namesake of our state's capital, LCS 38 will honor the service of all South Dakota veterans. It is my privilege to represent these heroes as I serve in the Senate in Washington, D.C. And while I appreciate the band's honors during introductions, today I am again soaking in the pageantry simply as a proud dad. One of the hardest parts of my job working in Washington is the extended time away from my family, especially as Larissa and her sister Brittany were growing up. The rigors of military service, of course, put my missing weekends, or weeknights, I should say, and occasional weekends to shame. But I know that as a sponsor, Larissa will be able to draw on her own experiences to connect with the ship's crew and emphasize with that hardship. And that she keeps a watchful eye on Pierre. She will make her grandpa, her uncles, her parents, and the entire state of South Dakota proud. Thank you again to the Navy, to the team here at Austal, and to the city of Mobile for your hospitality. May God bless the future USS Pierre and all who sail in her, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Our principal address today will be given by Vice Admiral Francis Morley, representing the Chief of Naval Operations.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Hang in there, gang. We are almost to the main event here as we go. I really do love these events. These christenings are amazing. It's kind of like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. It's out of a 7-year journey. This is about a 36-hour period where everybody's getting along and everybody's happy. Monday morning, we'll go back at it again to get this ship in the water, but it really is a wonderful event on there. Hey, to our distinguished guests here on the dais, to the commanding officer, Commander Justin Guernsey, who will lead the crew up here, to all here today to celebrate the christening, and most importantly, to the shipbuilders, the men and women who built this ship, good morning and welcome from me. I'm honored to be here today representing the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Lissa Franchetti. And good morning, Austal, completely. You know, here in Mobile, we build ships. And in today's world, if you are not present, you are not relevant. The U.S. Constitution mandates that the government maintain a Navy. Our Navy provides global presence. And because of this, we are relevant. And because of the years of work and dedication exhibited by our Navy industry team represented here today, culminating in this mighty ship, you are relevant. It's inspiring to be here in Mobile today with you, as you are at the tip of the spear of shipbuilding and equipping and maintaining our Navy, part of our maritime statecraft that encompasses not only naval diplomacy, but a national whole-of-government effort to build a comprehensive U.S. and allied maritime power, both commercially and naval. And we're also here in storied waters, where during the Battle of Mobile Bay, Admiral Farragut gave the command, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," which has become a part of Navy ethos. So this is truly a very special and a very Navy place to be. Now, the CNO has emphasized getting more players on the field with urgency, and more players create more dilemmas for our adversaries and opportunities to generate mass and multi-axis effects. It's not just about the numbers, although numbers do matter. It's about ready players, the right capabilities, the right equipment, the right munitions, the right parts, the right training, and the right people to do our mission. Pierre will be another ready player on our field. Pierre is, as said, the last Independence class LCS, and that is bittersweet. But on that moment, I'd like to thank Rear Admiral Kevin Smith, the PEO, Casey Moten, who came before you, of course, Admiral Tom Anderson, who was the program manager a few years back, and the entire National Independence Variant LCS team for their hard work from this program, much like Admiral Anderson just did for you. Your efforts will serve our Navy for decades to come. So thank you very much for that. And as much as we admire Pierre's impressive capabilities, we cannot forget that she wouldn't be possible without the perseverance, the hard work, and attention to detail that came from the team of dedicated Navy and industry personnel that built her. Such important construction required tireless effort, teamwork, and sacrifice. To our dedicated shipbuilders, you should take great pride in the work that you've done and your contributions to our nation's defense. I congratulate you on behalf of the CNO and your teams on another job well done. Please, another round of applause for our shipbuilders. So today is the beginning of a close relationship between the women and men who will sail this great vessel and our sponsor, Miss Lissa Thune Hargens. Now, speaking as a fighter pilot, and I doubt anyone has ever met a fighter pilot who won't tell you that they're a fighter pilot. But much like the senator just mentioned, Ms. Hargens is the granddaughter of the late Harold Thune, the World War II F-6F Hellcat pilot, which was the mainstay Navy fighter aircraft of World War II. It was the plane to fly. He earned, other than the 4 kills over Formosa, a Distinguished Flying Cross while flying with the VF-18 off the USS Intrepid, a classic naval aviator. So I would say that this sponsor for this ship comes from very good stocks and A-OK in my book. So what a lineage on behalf of the United States Navy represented here today. So finally, I want to extend my best wishes and good luck to Commander Guernsey and the crew of Pierre in the run-up to sea trials and delivery. We know and trust you will serve our Navy and our nation well. May God bless Pierre, her crew, her sponsor, the city of Pierre, and may God bless America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Admiral Morley. And finally, as the Admiral said, it's time for the most important speaker of the day, our ship sponsor, Ms. Lissa Thune Hargens. Lissa was born in Pierre, South Dakota, earned a bachelor's degree in political science and history from Bethel University in St. Paul, Minnesota. After college, Lissa moved back to Sioux Falls and worked for the University of Sioux Falls. She currently owns her own LLC, Red Writer, where she does freelance marketing and social media. Of special note, like her grandfather and father before her, Lissa has followed the family tradition of service. She has served on the board for Teddy Bear Den, a nonprofit incentive program that helps limited income pregnant women in Sioux Falls, also serving as the board president during her tenure. She has served in many different capacities as a church as well. She and her husband Scott live in Sioux Falls with their 3 children, Henley, Hewitt, and Haven. She's joined today by her parents, Senator Thune and Kimberly Thune. Lissa, the podium is yours.
Good morning. Thank you, Larry, for that kind introduction. I am thrilled to be here in Mobile to celebrate the christening of LCS 38, the future USS Pierre. I am beyond honored and humbled to have been chosen to serve as the ship's sponsor. I'd first like to thank the Navy for entrusting me with this position, which I will not take lightly. And it's an absolute privilege to be sharing the stage with Commander Guernsey, the prospective commanding officer of the USS Pierre, Vice Admiral Morley, and Rear Admiral Anderson, and my compliments to the remarkable group of Navy leaders, USS Pierre crew members, and distinguished guests here today. I'd also like to thank Austal and your unparalleled shipbuilders for your hospitality and recognize the talents you bring to this process, from welding and electrical to plumbing and propulsion and all other trades and systems that you've assembled to craft this spectacular ship. And thank you to the president of Austal, Michelle Krueger, and Larry Ryder for your incredible kindness and warm welcome this weekend. Mayor Harding and other South Dakotans who made the journey to the Gulf Coast, thank you for being here and for your interest and support in this ship and its crew. I am, of course, so grateful that my husband, Scott, both my parents, and my sister are here. My mom, Kimberly, and sister, Brittany, are serving as my matrons of honor. I'm honored to have them by my side, and Dad, thank you for your remarks and for your selfless service to our state and to our country as you served in the United States Senate. I know Grandpa is proud today. Our 3 little ones, Henley, Hewitt, and Haven, were not able to make the trip this time. To them, I'm just mom, but when they hit their teenage years, maybe they'll be a little less unruly if they know I have an in with a U.S. Navy warship. As a South Dakotan, I will share in the pride of the ship's namesake, our capital, Pierre. Pierre deserves recognition in its own right. It's a charming city on the bluffs overlooking the Missouri River in the center of the state. I spent many summers on those bluffs as a little girl with my family, watching the sunset and running through the prairie grasses, always on the lookout for rattlesnakes, memories I will always treasure. And as our state capital, it is where South Dakotans come together to participate in our American experiment, working together towards shared interests for the betterment of their communities. It's that same spirit of collaboration, teamwork, and sometimes sacrifice that we celebrate today. Building a modern naval vessel is complicated and challenging work, but it is necessary work because our men and women in uniform out in the fleet are depending on the work of this shipyard to deliver a fast, agile, and capable ship. And our adversaries are hoping that they cannot. I will not profess to know the ins and outs of naval warfare or of shipbuilding for that matter, but I do know the stakes and how blessed we are in South Dakota to live in peace and safety, and to live in a country founded on the notions of independence and freedom, but secured and preserved through sacrifice. I began to really reflect on the gravity of our military sacrifice after interning at the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. during college. That experience, coupled with meeting Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel and visiting Dachau concentration camp, which was liberated by the Americans, gave me a renewed sense of pride and reverence for those serving our country on the front lines of history, protecting democracy, taking down evil regimes, and bringing hope and light to a dark world. My grandfather, Harold Thune, also played a significant role in World War II in the Pacific Theater, and I am eternally grateful for his sacrifice. I am so honored and proud to be a part of the USS Pierre's legacy, which begins today. I pray she will be a beacon of hope and a pillar of strength as she sets sail to protect and defend America. May God bless our nation and your work here, and may he always watch over our beloved USS Pierre and her crew. Thank you.
Our blessing today will be delivered by Lieutenant Kyle Bashirs. Will the guests please rise?
Let us pray. Almighty God, maker of heaven and earth, today as we pause to admire the skilled industry of the women and men, both military and civilian, who have together labored on the construction of this strong and capable ship that will soon sail upon the seas of your creation, we celebrate with humble thanksgiving the christening of the soon-to-be USS Pierre, the ship that will carry our nation's bravest women and men of the United States Navy wherever and whenever duty calls. We ask that you bless and keep them and those who will serve upon this ship, the last of its class, though not last in its class. May the crew be filled with the same spirit of resilience and determination that animates the capital city for which it was named. Above all, may the ship and crew reflect our nation's strength and resolve in the honorable pursuit of a just peace. And if they fight, should a fight come, may they do so with the honor, courage, and commitment that binds their fighting spirit together with those who have served before them. Bless them with moral fortitude and indomitable resilience to serve well, bless and keep their loved ones as well. It is in your holy and precious name that we pray these things. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. All right, now we'll get to the good part of the show. Michelle will escort our sponsor and the christening party to the ship for the bottle break. While they prepare and move up to the platform, I think we've got the video I promised you at the beginning of the event ready to go. It's okay. There we go. Yeah, so I wanted to show everybody some of the history that Admiral Anderson talked about, some of the good times with the program. The christening ceremony is the formal blessing of the vessel and is among the oldest traditions of seafaring nations in the United States Navy. It marks the ship's transition from a hull number to a ship with a name and a spirit of her own. The christening is a tradition that has been honored by seafaring nations across the centuries to commemorate the introduction of a ship into the fleet. Through today's ceremony, we celebrate this important milestone in the life of the future USS Pierre. Guests, please bring your attention to the bottle break platform, and just so you have a warning, there's going to be a loud blast once we break the bottle.
For the United States of America, I christen thee Pierre. May God bless this ship and all who sail in her.